round 1 to round 2, the Super 16, then the Grade 8, and now the Fab 4. Live from the Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University, the Columbia Lions and the Bowling Green Falcons playing for a spot in the championship game of the WNIT. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us alongside Samantha Momeyer. I'm Brad Woznicki. Columbia has been a very good road team this season, a record of 13-2, but for the Lions, this will be their first road test in this WNIT run. Bowling Green has been outstanding defensively. The Falcons outscoring their last 3 opponents by an average of 16 points a game.
Brad, Bowling Green right now, 18 points from turnovers, so that's going to be key to the Falcons' success tonight. For the Lions, out-rebounding their opponents by 9 right now, so that's something they're hoping to bring into tonight and execute.
And let's start with the Bowling Green senior from Adelaide, Australia, Alyssa Brett. Named first team all-conference, having a career-best season offensively and averaging just under 18 points a game in the WNIT.
Alyssa Brett had herself a night on Monday, clocking out with 16 points and 9 rebounds. Brett has consistently been producing from distance, but on Monday, she was strongest inside the paint, going 12 for 16 inside the orange.
From one senior to another, Caitlin Davis, back-to-back seasons named first team All-Ivy League, and go across the board on her numbers. She contributes in every way.
Davis is strong offensively and defensively for the Lions. She's crafty, but she can also score under pressure. Last game, she ended with 17 points and 10 rebounds.
The Bowling Green Falcons, a record of 31-6, Columbia 27-5. You look at the offense and the defense, the numbers nearly identical. With sharing the basketball, that might be the most exciting part about this matchup. Both teams create great offense, getting high percentage looks.
Speaking of creating great offense, the assists per game, that's a big number for both teams, sharing the basketball really well, and the points off the bench as well.
Columbia representing the Ivy League, Bowling Green, the Mid-American Conference. Columbia defeating Fairleigh Dickinson, Fordham, Syracuse, and Harvard to get here. Those last 3 games all decided by single digits. You go for the Bowling Green Falcons. You started out at home here against Liberty, 2 teams that have combined for 51 wins. Followed that up with a road win over Green Bay. Back-to-back wins now here at home over Memphis and Florida. Before we go any further, let's bring in the third member of our crew, Jenna DeBlasi.
Earlier this week, the Falcons defeated Florida, and head coach Freilich said that even though offensively we struggled at times, the defense stayed strong throughout the game. So tonight, the key for the Falcons is to guard the ball relentlessly and move together through each possession. Coach told her team, you can be tired April 2nd, but until then, we're going to keep pushing forward. Brad.
Thank you, Jenna. We are ready for the opening tip. Bowling Green 14-2 inside the Stroh Center this season. It's Tate and Davis to jump. Columbia wins the opening tip. It's Abby Shue handling the basketball. She goes underneath. Now from the left wing, it drops. Nice touch to get it started. That's Hannah Pratt. Averages just under 10 points a game. And the Columbia Lions starting 5, Davis, Patrick, Henderson, Pratt, and Abby Shue. Bowling Green, number 1 scoring team in the Mid-American Conference. Falcons starting 5, Amy Velasco, Alyssa Brett, Jocelyn Tate, Allison Day, and Lexi Fleming. That's been the same starting 5 now for the 3rd straight game. Good news for Bowling Green, Nyla Hampton is in uniform here tonight, the Mid-American Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Will she see the floor tonight? We'll have to wait and see.
And as the Lions just got a quick start now, this is actually their first time in the semifinals of the WNIT in school history.
That's the best part, I think, about this matchup. This has been a historic season for both teams. They have never been to this point before. Bowling Green before this, Falcons' best season was 2006-2007, making it to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. This is Caitlin Davis up top, guarded by Jocelyn Tate. One of the matchups to keep your eyes on. 2 outstanding athletes, and a walk is called. The Bowling Green bench has been excellent in this run. Bowling Green's battled foul trouble through some key games in the regular season, the Mid-American Conference Tournament, and even here in the WNIT. But the bench has given great minutes.
two players from the Falcons bench last time contributing big points. Katie Hempling and Zekin had 10 combined for the Falcons win.
It's worked over to Alyssa Brett. Up top, Fleming. She loves that straightaway three. Gets a little separation. Three off the mark, but it's tracked down by Brett. Bowling Green a fresh 20. Inside, Davis trying to get position. Knocked away by Davis. It's Kitty Henderson the other way. Three on the way. That is short, but right into the hands of Davis. And it's quickly 6-0 Columbia. My partner pointed out Columbia, the #1 rebounding team in the Ivy League. Amy Velasco, reverse attempt, she is fouled. Now, offensive rebounds, we saw that last one for Davis. It dropped right into her hands. Columbia had 6 offensive rebounds last game in that win over Harvard, where they had to defeat Harvard for the 3rd time this season in 4 meetings. It's Amy Velasco at the line, where she is a 71% free throw shooter. And Velasco was one of the big stories last time out for Bowling Green. Finished with 18 points, but scored 14 in the 3rd quarter, helping Bowling Green to an 8-point lead going into the 4th, where the Falcons went on to win by double figures, outscoring Florida by 20 points in the 2nd half. That was a mid-major win over a Power 5.
The Falcons shot 38% that game and held Florida to a 35.8% success rate.
Here's Shu handling the basketball. She'll get it right back, and a long three off the back rim. Good box out by Tate. Tate running the floor. She is bumped by Jada Patrick. That's the thing. When Jocelyn Tate gets going, it's tough to slow her down. You try and get in front, and she's able to draw that call if you're not set.
Jocelyn Tate, too, generally feeding off momentum defensively and then contributing on the offensive side as much as she can, usually in the paint, finding those open lanes.
2.5 gone by. Bowling Green looking for their first field goal. Allison Day one-on-one with Davis. Turns baseline, can't score it. Off the rebound by Pratt, it's pushed up ahead to Shu. Driving right side, hanging, and a blocking foul. This one against Tate. Bowling Green's first foul of the game. And Robin Freilich not happy with the whistle.
That's one of the first times, if not the first time, we've seen Tate try the attempt and not get the call.
Hannah Pratt, 66% at the line. Almost 10 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Also one of the strong three-point shooters at 40%. Pratt is a player that did not play in 2018-2019 due to injury. Played in 27 games the following season. Then Columbia's season did not happen because of COVID. You go to last season, Pratt played in all but 4 games. This season, over the last 3 games, she's been very hot from long range.
Ending last game with 8 points.
Jocelyn Tate up top being given space. Columbia knows Pratt does not like to shoot it from beyond the arc. Here's Day, the step through, short. Tate's got it. And losing the basketball in traffic. Davis the other way, loses the handle for a moment. Bowling Green trying to speed up Columbia at the offensive end. Crossover by Shu, pulls up 3. How about that? Bowling Green fans seeing Abby Shu for the first time, and she just hit her 106th 3 of the season. 6:36 left in the first. Columbia on the road and off to a strong start. 11-1 your score. Let's do. Well, the Bowling Green Falcons earn their way here with their 31st win of the season, tying the single season record for the Bowling Green program. As noted, Columbia defeated Harvard in an all-Ivy League matchup in the grade 8. And Lexi Fleming trying to find Alyssa Brett. We get a tie-up with 3.5 minutes gone by in this first quarter. Bowling Green so far 0 of 4 from the field. It's Lexi Fleming to inbound with Sophie Zekin out there. Velasco, Hampton, and Brett. And an and one for Lexi Fleming. That ignites the crowd in the sea of orange inside the Stroh Center.
Lexi Fleming last game, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. An all-around game.
And Fleming averaging just over 10 points a game in the WNIT. Her defense the last couple of games with 8 takeaways. A 76% free throw shooter just made it a 7-point game. Bowling Green gets the takeaway. Guess who? Lexi Fleming. And Fleming hit the other way by Davis. And Davis is trying to say that Fleming created the contact. But more often than not, that call is going to go to the offensive player. And you look at Columbia head coach Megan Griffith. Played her college ball for Columbia. And talking with her prior to the game, she noted just how different things are now from when she played to now. Pace of this game a lot faster, and just how improved the Ivy League has been from her playing days. Talk about Princeton, you're talking Harvard, Penn. Those are quality programs. Princeton, a team that was in the NCAA tournament.
And Bowling Green just gained some momentum, a really strong start for the Lions. Last game facing against Harvard, most of their points actually came from the third quarter. They went 14 from 19 from the field, put up 34 points. But it's looking to see that they're looking for that same success in the first quarter.
More of the mid-range game from Hannah Pratt. Velasco sees a lane, blocked, but a foul. This one going against Sienna Durr. Bowling Green as a team, 72% free throw shooting. Falcons put it away at the line in the fourth quarter when Florida simply could not get stops. Amy Velasco, we noted what she did last time out against Florida. How about the game at Green Bay, where she had a career-high 11 assists? Followed that game up with 9 points, 6 assists against Memphis.
Amy Velasco, just such a successful player because she knows how to create. She can create for herself, but she can also create for the rest of her team.
First free throw good. Velasco inserted into the starting lineup in place of the injured Nyla Hampton. This is just her 5th start of the season. Last year she was a full-time starter as the point guard. Back to a 6-point ball game. Bowling Green picking up full court. Davis on the inbounds. Here comes Carly Rivera, now looking for an open teammate. Able to find Kitty Henderson. Henderson not slowing down, tries to go up with it, and Velasco got a piece of it. And right now, if there was a whistle, it'd be pretty tough to hear.
Falcons did a really good job of tightening up their defense in the second half of play against Florida.
Shu had great position on the catch.
It's definitely something that they're going to have to do tonight against the Lions. As of right now, though, on offense, struggling to kind of execute some offense. More so, we're just seeing a lot of foul calls.
There was a lot of contact, but not enough to draw a whistle. Allison Day and the Falcons will keep it on the baseline. Off the inbounds, Day was bumped. And this one going against Davis, and that is number 2. So the number 2 scorer on the Columbia Lions may have to sit here. You're talking 5:07 left in the first. I would be almost shocked. And they actually changed this call. It's not against Davis. The official signal originally pointed at Davis. Allison Day will try to split the pair. Day, the first-year Falcon, She scored over 1,600 career points between her time at Loyola Chicago, playing for former Falcon Kate Octor, and now here in a Bowling Green uniform under head coach Robin Freilich. Day's numbers in the WNIT: 17 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, and 51% shooting, and too much on the baseball pass. Looking for Sienna Durr. So Bowling Green's going to take it right back the other way underneath their own basket.
The thought was there for the Lions, but this Falcons defense isn't usually going to let something easy like that slide.
Velasco. And in the paint, offensive foul called against Alyssa Brett. We'll see if we can get another look. But Brett still wondering where that call came from, as looked like she was battling for position. And Brett hit the deck there. She was trying to create some separation, get her teammate Allison Day open. So it's Columbia by 8 midway through the first. Shu, step back 3, and it'll be 3 free throws. This one against Jocelyn Tate, and that is definitely number 2 on Tate. It's going to bring in Lexi Fleming. And Megan Griffith will bring in Paige Lauder for the first time. Lauder, 6'1" junior.
Just the general height of Columbia right now, towering over the Falcons on the floor.
Abby Shu is a 74% free throw shooter. Columbia as a team, 66%. Shu, 12 points last time out. Struggled from distance, was just 1 of 8. Shu, team's leading scorer, program's all-time best from distance. She chose Columbia over Princeton, Brown, Penn, Dartmouth, Texas Tech, Pitt, Central Florida, Alabama, Air Force, Navy. You could say she had a few offers.
Just a few, Brad.
One more. Abby Shu, 2023 WBCA All-America Region finalist. Unanimous first-team All-Ivy League selection. Also, Becky Hammond Mid-Major Player of the Year Award semifinalist. It's a double-digit lead for Columbia. Out to Fleming. Now Day. Doubled. Out to Hampton. She'll line it up. And it almost dropped. Columbia flies the other way. Shu in the corner. Got it. That's how quickly Columbia goes from one end to the other, and you got to know where Shu's at.
107.
One more, and she will tie the Ivy League record for single-season threes, a record that she holds, 108. Day on a second chance. Shu's got the rebound. Rivera right down Main Street, and Allison Day is down in midcourt. Bowling Green was trying to get back in transition, and Day is in some pain. Helped up to her feet, but noticeably limping, going to the bench. Olivia Hill will make her first appearance. And Zekin will check in. Hampton's going to go out. And Allison Day is on her way to the locker room. We've seen this before. Bowling Green bench having to step up. Falcons down by 16, less than 4 to play, first quarter. Brett, quiet so far offensively. Zekin, baseline, trying to force her way up. There's a big bucket, Sophie Zekin. 4.5 points a game for Zekin. She's had 4 points and 4.5 rebounds in each of the last 2 games. Shu, good defense from Brett. And trying to get it right back. That's a Columbia turnover, their 4th. Davis back in.
Right now, Shu leading the Lions with 11 points, where the top scorers for the Falcons both have 3, Lexi Fleming and Amy Velasco.
Speaking of, Amy Velasco gets a layup. Bowling Green down a dozen. To the corner, that's Durr, and got caught in the air. Back-to-back possessions for Columbia with a turnover. The Lions turn it over about 15 times a game. They're one of the better teams in the Ivy League at taking care of the basketball. They force 17 turnovers a game. Bowling Green, one of the best in the country, forcing 21 turnovers a game. Zekin trying to post up. She'll get the catch. Davis trying to help. Oh, Brett wanted to let it go, but Durr close quickly. Here's the elbow jumper off the mark. Fleming going after it hard, gives Bowling Green another chance. It's Velasco to the basket. You can count it. Amy Velasco can make this a single-digit deficit with a free throw. Jada Patrick's going to return. Durr's going to go to the bench.
You can't underestimate the size of Amy Velasco when it comes to taking a strong attempt at scoring. We saw it multiple times last game, and we've already seen it early in the game tonight.
Third quarter is where she took over last time. Great start here in this one, but unable to complete the three-point play. The lead is 10. And up ahead, Patrick running the floor. And off of Velasco last. That was a bang-bang play, but the official was right there.
The Lions like to play quick.
Lobbed into Henderson. Now it's Davis turning. Davis going after her own miss. It's picked up by Zekin. Brett. The BGSU chants from the Falcon faithful. Brett looking for her first points. It's out to Fleming. Hill got position with the left hand. Olivia Hill gets more Bowling Green production off the bench. Hill has played in all but 3 games this season for Bowling Green. As a freshman, Hill played in just 5 games. A sophomore, 17 games. Bowling Green fans on their feet. Baseline drive. Patrick stolen by Brett. The turnovers for Columbia piling up late in this first quarter. Zekin. Her pass tipped. And Shu poked it out of bounds. She tried to persuade the official, but that was staying with Bowling Green.
And the Lions might not be used to this type of attendance for a game. Their last game, not even 2,000 fans.
I'll tell you what, though. They played Iowa State at Iowa State in Ames. That was an electric atmosphere for a team that is in the top 10 in the country. Off the screen, Zekin sets it for Brett. And pushed to the floor was Hannah Pratt. And it's against Zekin. Columbia, a team that on the road we noted 13-2. Only 4 other teams had 13 wins on the road going into the postseason. Bowling Green, one of those teams. Also had Villanova, Florida Gulf Coast, and South Carolina. Hampton could not finish the layup. You get the tie-up, bodies hitting the floor. Alyssa Brett, known for getting on the deck. Kitty Henderson there, also had her hands on the ball.
Pulled Alyssa Brett over her head.
Let's see, no one was taking that ball away from Henderson. And Brett, she went down hard. It's a player that is playing with the mask for the second game after being punched in the face in the post-game handshake with Memphis. Jamira shoots. through the punch. And off the foot, it will stay with Bowling Green. But that was a game that Bowling Green had to try and put behind them. Only had a couple of days after that game ended against Memphis. The punch was thrown. The two players had words. They quickly got shoots off the floor. Brett went down. Had a couple of practices with that mask. And now playing in game number 2 with the mask, a la Rip Hamilton. And the turn and score off the glass for Fleming. Fleming's got 5. Bowling Green within 6.
This tournament is tough, the turnaround for both teams. Columbia, an extra day for the turnaround, but still.
The defense chance from Bowling Green. About a 7-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Nyla Hampton thought she may have gotten her hand on it. The official says Bowling Green basketball.
Falcons still with plenty of time to score, 10 whole seconds. Usually don't even start if they're holding out till about the 8-second mark.
Columbia had a 16-point lead. Bowling Green on a 10-0 run. Can the Falcons get one more basket before the second? Velasco with it. Good to see Day back on the floor. It's Velasco scoring it with the left hand. Bowling Green closes the first quarter on a 12-0 run. Columbia couldn't have had a better start. Led 23-7. But it's anyone's ball game going to the second here on ESPN. Columbia 23, Bowling Green 19. Brad Woznicki back with Samantha Momeyer. Second quarter underway here inside the Stroh Center. WNIT Fab 4. And Alyssa Brett gets her own miss. unable to put it up and in, and Fleming dribbled it off her own foot. Columbia basketball. And now while we have a moment, let's go back to Jenna DeBlasi, who has more on a Falcon that is loving having another chance here inside the Stro.
To be in the Fab Four is a special moment for the Falcons, especially for fifth-year senior Katie Hempfling, who expressed her gratitude and excitement to play again here in the Stro tonight. She stated that during my time here at BGSU, I have grown and learned so much, but one of the most special things about this community is the fans. Hempfling described that the past 2 games have had the most fans in my 5 years here at Bowling Green, and it's been so amazing to see.
It was a 4.5-minute drought for Columbia before the Davis basket. Now Davis looking for the assist, but Shu off the side of the glass. It's an open 3, rattling it in. Hannah Pratt stays hot, give her 9. She and Shu have combined for 20 of the 28 points. Pratt on the season averages 9 a game. Tate squeezes her way along the baseline. A little English to spin it off the glass. For Jocelyn Tate, her first points. Pratt again. Not that time. One and done for the Lions. Columbia has the rebounding advantage, +4 right now. And Brett not close with that one. She's trying to find a way to get herself going. She loves that quick release, but maybe rushing things a little bit.
And Bowling Green, a team that's going to match the energy. So like you said, maybe just a little bit of rushed offense. There was a quick 3 on the other side for the Lions, and Bowling Green matched it.
It's Davis, Henderson, Durr, Patrick, and Shu for Columbia. And Patrick, her 3 well short.
No one even trying for the rebound right now for the Lions.
Zekin fighting hard for position. Brett, high arcing 3. She's got it. The first points for Alyssa Brett. Her 93rd 3 of the season. Now alone, second all-time in single season 3s. And a 3 at the other end from Jada Patrick, who began her career at Duke. Played a couple of seasons for the Blue Devils. Made an immediate impact last season for Columbia. 9 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. The three-point shooting has improved this season too, going from 24% to 33%.
Coming off 10 points, a steal and a block.
Tate open. Okay. You don't see it often. Jocelyn Tate just hit her second 3 of the season on just her 7th attempt. 4-point ball game, almost 3 minutes into quarter number 2. Davis had it knocked away. Out to Henderson. Davis. Henderson, top of the arc. Off the back rim. Patrick pulling in the rebound, is tied up by Fleming. Hey, how many tie-ups have we seen so far? And even then, the officials trying to wrestle the ball away from the players. Robin Freilich, 5th season at the helm for Bowling Green. Previously the head coach at Ashland, Division II program that will be playing for a national title down in the state of Texas. And Freilich back in her playing days down in North Carolina at Davidson. You'll know that school where Steph Curry played his college basketball.
Oh yeah.
Also known as Chef Curry. And that ball was not called a backcourt violation. Bowling Green fans cannot believe it. It's inside. Patrick, step back. No. Zekin the rebound. No one was taking that one away from Zekin. Bowling Green can make this a 1-possession game. Velasco straight away. Offline. Offensive board, Hill. Warner to the scores table for Columbia. Fleming on the kick out. Hill can't connect, and Shu the rebound. Up ahead, Patrick. Good catch by Durr. She runs the floor so well and is rewarded. Sienna Durr Heck of an athlete. Her mom, Kaylin, competed in track and field at Mizzou. Her father, Paul, competed in soccer at Tulsa back in the late 80s, early 90s.
And you're right, Durr, always the first one back on offense for the Lions, calling for the ball.
Zekin blocked by Shu. Up ahead, Henderson. Sees a lane to the bucket. Kitty Henderson, her first points. Henderson, better than 9 points and 5 rebounds a game. How does Bowling Green respond? Hampton, side of the glass. Fleming. Boy, Bowling Green is getting a lot of second chances, just haven't been able to capitalize. And it's out of bounds to Columbia.
And you have to credit the effort of Olivia Hill right now, crashing the boards.
And Megan Griffith mentioned she played at Columbia 03 to 07. WNIT quarterfinals a season ago. This team right back here now in the semifinals. I mean, back-to-back seasons, you're looking at a combined 52 wins under head coach Megan Griffith. Bowling Green looking to take advantage of the turnover. Velasco blocked, but a foul. You had Henderson and Pratt there. Let's see who this one is against, and it is going against Hannah Pratt. Midway through the second, Columbia with an 8-point lead. An immediate timeout. 35-27 your score. Alyssa Brett, her first points with that 3 from the right wing. Columbia was able to answer back with a Jada Patrick triple. And Jocelyn Tate, her second 3 of the season. Amy Velasco knocking down the first free throw, looking to make this a 6-point ball game. 2 for 2. The Falcons shooting 70% at the line. Columbia 5 out of 5.
Velasco's 11th point of the night so far.
Patrick, there was contact. Bowling Green fans wanted an offensive foul. It's Shu. Couldn't hit that three. A little too direct, but another chance on this possession thanks to Caitlin Davis. Davis already has 7 rebounds to go along with 6 points. Working on what would be her 10th double-double of the season. A long way to go. She's got 21 double-doubles in her career. Here's Patrick. Did not get it up in time. .427 left in the second quarter. Columbia's largest lead, 16 points. That was at the 4:05 mark of the first quarter. Bowling Green closed the quarter on a 12-0 run. Tate wanted it. Now she's got it against Davis, and she and Velasco not on the same page there. Velasco was cutting. That ball went into the stands. Bowling Green's 5th turnover. Abby Shu, that is what she has done in 3 seasons for the Columbia Lions. Second all-time in the program in scoring. Leads the program all-time in threes. She's going to obliterate records with 1 more year still to go at Columbia.
With her numbers, you would not believe that she still had another year just simply by looking at them. Bowling Green just kind of struggling to find a rhythm and settle in on offense right now. They're getting a few bursts of momentum, but nothing that's staying consistent.
The all-time leading scorer at Columbia, by the way, as that three is off the mark, is Camille Zimmerman. Over 1,900 career points. She's also the all-time leading rebounder. Davis will have a chance to break that rebounding record, while Shu is on her way to breaking the scoring record. Bowling Green with 3.5 to play. Getting it back to a 4-point ball game. Alyssa Brett just putting her head down and finishing with the left hand. Shu, offensive foul. Fleming takes the charge. And for Shu, that's her second. So that's 2 on Shu and 2 on Jada Patrick. And Patrick goes to the bench. Bowling Green 34% from the field. Columbia at 54%. Unable to get that one to drop. Davis guarded by Hill. Rivera to the corner. Shu got the screen, got the look. Unable to get it to go down, but it's tipped. Finds the hands of Pratt, and how did that one not drop?
Unlucky bounce for Columbia, especially given the double attempts.
Brett went right to work. Couldn't get it to go that time. Stays a 2-possession game. Shu wants to attack. She goes out to the corner. Henderson. Now Shu, contested. Just tied her Ivy League record with her 108th three of the season. Abby Shu. Her 3rd three of the ball game. Give her 14 points now. Out to Tate. Fleming found a lane. Bowling Green able to answer back with a 2. Fleming's got 7, along with 2 assists and 4 rebounds. Davis likes that pull-up. So comfortable, Caitlin Davis. You could be playing up-tempo basketball, and it just seems like she's able to slow everything down mentally.
The whole Lions team, all game long, just so much confidence. Even when Bowling Green was getting bursts of momentum, they just stay calm, keep doing their own thing.
The block by Pratt on the pull-up from Brett. Bowling Green's got to be careful here that Columbia doesn't push this lead to double digits going into halftime. Catch and shoot, and the swat. Jocelyn Tate said, get that out of here. And if you know Jocelyn Tate, that may have been word for word. She is a competitor, and she'll let you know.
And if someone's going to be guarding Shu right now, it needs to be Tate. It'll be Shu to inbound.
Durr is out there for Columbia with Davis, Rivera, and Lillian Kennedy. Kennedy gives about 8 minutes a game for head coach Megan Griffith. Good box out by Katie Hempfling. Hempfling from the corner, high arcing three. Coming up empty. The crowd was ready to erupt for the fifth-year senior. Good screen to set up Durr, but Durr well off the mark. And Davis over the back of Nyla Hampton. So that's 2 on Davis.
Great box out by Hampton. Davis just doing whatever she can to get to the ball.
We'll see if those couple of fouls become a factor in the second half. Brett is back on. Hill goes out. Velasco with Tate, Hampton and Hempfling, and Brett. Hempfling looked inside, wasn't there. 15 on the shot clock. Hempfling spinning, and she walked. Henderson back in with Davis. Durr and Kennedy go out. 7-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Same situation we had at the end of quarter number 1, but Columbia ended up going a little bit quicker than expected, and Bowling Green had the final laugh and the final bucket of that first quarter with that 12-0 run. Back to Rivera. Good catch by Davis. She hangs, gets it out to Henderson. What a find. Caitlin Davis the assist. Kitty Henderson the three. 26% three-point shooter for Henderson, her 27th of the season. Under 10 seconds. Tate out to Brett. Catch and shoot. Second three for Brett. And Bowling Green again will get the final bucket of the quarter. Columbia will go to the locker room with a 7-point advantage here in the WNIT Fab 4. (43-36) your score. Bowling Green made their fair share of runs, but Columbia answered back. Both teams getting a three on their final possession. Let's go to Jenna.
Hey, Coach, you shortened the gap at the end of the first. What was the turning point?
We started playing better defense. They were hurting us a lot in transition earlier. We got to do a better job getting back.
Absolutely, and your bench has so much depth. How have they stepped up tonight?
Well, I thought they went in and, I think Liv Hill and Sophie specifically in that first quarter went in and gave us some really good minutes, but we're going to need them. This game's fast, and you got to really be urgent.
Thanks so much, Coach. Thanks, Brad. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Jenna, and thank you, Bowling Green head coach Robin Freilich. The two teams combining for 9 first-half threes. One right there from Jocelyn Tate. Abby Shue, one of her 3 triples right there. Lexi Fleming getting to the basket and scoring. Caitlin Davis, one more look at her find to Henderson, Columbia's final basket of that first half. Your first half highlights, Abby Shue came out shooting the basketball, getting into double figures quickly for Columbia. For Shue, 14 first half points. And how about Hannah Pratt? She looked for her offense early, found that mid-range game. And this was Columbia doing what they love to do, create quick offense.
Being really, really consistent from distance was the Lions tonight, but the Bowling Green Falcons on the other end, a lot of aggressive takes inside the paint, mainly their points coming from the paint tonight.
Amy Velasco picking up where she left off. There was one of the 6 first half threes. Hannah Pratt, Alyssa Brett took a little while to get in the scoring column, but she hit a couple of first half threes. Sienna Durr running the floor, she was rewarded. And then Shue, you just can't give her space. Hit that one in the corner. Lexi Fleming not going to be denied there, getting all the way to the cup. And Davis, the long two. Caitlin Davis, the player we talked about coming in, she's got 8 points and 10 rebounds. On her way to another double-double. 43-36, more to come in our halftime report here on ESPN. Welcome back to the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio. WNIT Fab 4, Columbia leading Bowling Green 43-36. The winner of this one will play for a WNIT championship on Saturday. Back inside the Stroh now, the Bowling Green band keeping things loud here inside the Stroh Center. Maybe halftime, but it's still just as noisy as that first half was. And for Bowling Green, we've got a lot of alumni in the stands here enjoying what Bowling Green women's basketball has accomplished. And Bowling Green alumni always looking to give back. Jenna will tell you more about Bowling Green giving back.
Today is a special day of giving here in Bowling Green entitled One Day. This event is a 36-hour fundraiser where donors are able to choose which fund they wish to support by picking what department to donate money to within BGSU's campus. All proceeds will go to a BGSU program, college, or area of interest and empower power, life-changing opportunities for the students and athletes. I know of BGSU's football head coach, Scott Leffler. He's in the show here tonight, and he is one of many in this community who donated for the women's athletics programs through this event. So great things are happening here on campus today. And the last time I checked, there was already over more than $880,000 raised. So you can donate and support on oneday.bgsu.edu. Brad?
Thank you, Jenna. We're not done with our halftime report. We're going to take a look at some of the first half numbers. Bowling Green trails by 7. You're watching ESPN. Well, Columbia back on the floor. The Lions playing their first road game in this WNIT run. The winner of this one will see either Washington or Kansas. That game about a half an hour away from getting started at Allen Fieldhouse. Championship game Saturday. Where at? To be determined. Now time for your first half numbers. Columbia had a 16-point lead at one point. The Lions shooting 50% on the road, out-rebounding Bowling Green by 9, and we noted just how well they share the basketball. They averaged 19 assists a game, 11 in that first half, and from distance also out-shooting Bowling Green.
And as we saw in the halftime highlights, Columbia being really strong from distance, going 6 for 17, whereas the Falcons just aren't even able to put up a lot from distance right now. They're 3 from 10. If we take a look at some individual stats, Amy Velasco led the Falcons last game, and she's leading them currently with 11 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Brett not too far behind, 8 points, 2 rebounds. But take a look at the numbers on the other side for the Lions. Shu leading with 14 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, and she also has 2 fouls right now, so that's something to look out for. But right behind her, Davis, 8 points, 10 rebounds already just in the first half of play.
Bowling Green also now on the floor, loosening up for the third quarter. And we're going to take one more timeout. When we return, the third quarter here on ESPN. Two teams playing for a spot in the WNIT championship. Well, Bowling Green did it with defense to get here. The Falcons, all season, one of the top teams in the nation in takeaways, breaking the record that had stood for almost 30 years. 430 steals, the Falcons with 5 in this ball game. Bowling Green turned things around with their defense in the third quarter last time out against Florida. Remember, the Falcons went into the locker room trailing by 3, outscored Florida by 11 in that third quarter, 20 in the second half. Bowling Green with some work to do, down 7. The Falcons trailed by as many as 16. Columbia, though, seeing these runs from Bowling Green, been able to answer back. I think for Columbia on the road, the way they've handled themselves in this atmosphere, it feels like they've been here before.
It's not something easy to handle, but we're about to see if the Falcons can pull out that same energy we saw last game in the third quarter. However, Columbia, no matter what, still going to keep that composure, the confidence. Program with 27 wins right now. As we mentioned earlier, BG over 30.
Keep in mind, for those just joining us, these are two teams that have never gone this far in the postseason. Bowling Green representing the Mid-American Conference, Columbia, the Ivy League, and Kitty Henderson couldn't hold on to it. Bowling Green basketball, opening minute of the third. Brad Woznicki, Samantha Molmeyer with you. On the sideline, Jenna DeBlonzi, who we will hear from shortly. Amy Velasco will inbound. Velasco, 11 points in that first half, following up her 18-point performance in the grade 8. Trying to get it underneath to Day, and that's Davis again getting around Day. Uses her length, moves her feet so well. Davis directing traffic. Henderson off the screen. Velasco jumps out high. Pratt. It's Tate the other way. Bowling Green with a 2-on-2 opportunity. Tate, the step through, rolls off. Now Jada Patrick. Patrick, a quiet first half, had just the 1-3. Good job by Tate to stay in front of Shu. 15 on the clock. Shu was looking to post up, and Henderson being bothered by Fleming. Columbia with their 13th turnover. Bowling Green turned 12 first half turnovers for Columbia into 10 points. Points in the paint is one area that Bowling Green does have the advantage, +6. Fleming 3, no. Davis leaps for the rebound and is hit by Tate. Jocelyn Tate, her third. And no love there between Tate and Davis. Those are two phenomenal athletes. Jocelyn Tate, we know, her family full of basketball players, including Jayshawn Tate, who you remember from his time as an Ohio State Buckeye and then on into the NBA. Fleming the steal, saves it off of Columbia. What a play. And Fleming ran out of real estate over there trying to save that basketball. A lot of media surrounding the court. That's the dangerous thing about when you have a game of this magnitude. Everyone wants to be here. The media surrounds the floor. You make a play like that, just hope you don't come down with an injury.
And both of these teams so aggressive. There's no stopping a player if they're running out of bounds right now.
We're looking at a sold-out crowd of over 4,000 here inside the Stroh Center. Velasco to set it up. Fleming off the little hesitation. Corner, Velasco. Patrick got out there in a hurry. Hill. Fleming, did not catch it cleanly. Otherwise, that's a three on the way. Brett off the front rim. Pratt got it to Patrick, and Patrick does not have numbers, but that's not slowing her down. Patrick all the way to the basket. She'll have a chance to shoot two. And while Patrick goes to the line, Jenna DeBlasi had a chance to catch up with Columbia head coach Megan Griffith coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, Brad. Head coach Griffith was calm and collected and told me some adjustments her team is going to bring into this second half. Her three keys were to do a better job at getting out in front, protect the paint, and stay aggressive and fight for those rebounds. Brad.
Thank you, Jenna. Jada Patrick was 6 out of 7 at the line last time out against Harvard, finishing with 10 points on the season, a 69% free throw shooter. She goes 1 for 2, and then it's off of Patrick's hands, recovered by Shu. Davis tried to go baseline, taken away by Day. Pull up free throw line, Patrick rolls off. Henderson the offensive rebound. Shu is open, big, back to a double-digit lead. And Abby Shu has just broken her single-season Ivy League record for threes, making 109.
The lines right now on offense, if they can't find anyone else, it's just immediately Shu deep in the corner for three.
Allison Day turns and scores. Day's first field goal. Davis did not make it easy for Day trying to finish around the rim in that first half. Allison Day will tell you there's some in there that she should have finished, but that length and activity of Davis just does not make it easy. Davis went right into Hill on that pull-up. Good defense. Pass tipped. Brett, her third three. Not that time.
Good job by Hill not to foul there.
Shu pulling up from distance. Velasco pushing. Has Day. And that was Fleming cutting. She gets the catch and the score. Lexi Fleming, right place, right time on that cut to the basket. You'll credit Velasco with the assist. It's going to be Fleming a chance to make this a 6-point game. That ball was intended for Allison Day. Count the bucket, says Lexi Fleming. Fleming now with 9 points, couple of assists, 4 rebounds. Looking to become the second Falcon to reach double figures. And Fleming is right where she's been at in the WNIT, averaging 10 points a game in this run. Davis all the way to the basket. That's too easy. And Tate got away with a carry. Still a turnover. Up ahead to Patrick, and Patrick saves it, but it's into Bowling Green hands with Nyla Hampton the other way. Got to slow it down here if you're Fleming. Pratt and Tate, a lot of contact, and Pratt just pushes Tate away, and Tate was begging for a foul call before that. It's going to be Sienna Durr checking in, and Megan Griffith is going to bring Pratt out. For Pratt, that was her second. A game like this, everything on the line, you love the competitiveness. A lot of times you're going to feed off that, even though the call didn't go your way.
Jocelyn Tate brings that every single game.
Tate, rebounded by Durr. And Shu going to slow things up, bringing it up the floor. Guarded by Hampton. I think Nyla Hampton loves the chance to guard a player like Abby Shue, knowing what Nyla Hampton's known for, her defense as the conference defensive player of the year. There's a takeaway for Bowling Green. 16th Columbia turnover. The foul will go against Kitty Henderson this time, her third.
Henderson staying in too, even with 3. Halfway through the third though, it's almost like a gamble.
We're 4 minutes into the third. Columbia by 8. Bowling Green at 32% from the field. The Lions at 47. Brett is open, the best look she's had tonight. Just off the mark. Patrick inside. Oh, Sienna Durr did a great job getting position there on the low block. Bowling Green's third team foul. That's 3 team fouls apiece. Davis on the catch. Easy bucket off the inbounds. 10-point Columbia lead. Hampton stops the bleeding. Hampton's first points. Bowling Green is so excited that Hampton's back on the floor after being out the last 2 games. Davis with the push off there, trying to get Brett away from her. For Davis, that is number 3. So maybe foul trouble starting to become a concern here for Columbia. Henderson's got 3, Davis now has 3. Fleming got the crowd going with that and 1. Caitlin Davis still keeping the train going at the offensive end, got all the way to the basket. 8-point game. So if you're a Bowling Green fan, you know all about the history of Anderson Arena. Today, the home of the Bowling Green Falcons, the Stroh Center. Bowling Green 10-5 in home WNIT games all time. 8-3 here inside the Stroh. And for Bowling Green, the Falcons some work to do here midway through this third quarter. And the house that roars is what we knew Anderson Arena as. And Bowling Green has created that here inside the Stroh Center, something the Falcons have been waiting for. This is part of what Robin Freilich has built. Over 4,000 in attendance here tonight for this WNIT Fab 4.
We're still seeing that aggression you mentioned earlier, especially inside the paint right now for both teams. Just kind of ruthless when it comes to rebounding.
It's a war. Two teams not familiar with one another, meeting for the first time all time. Two teams that have not been here before. The WNIT Fab 4. And Fleming, 10 points tonight. Lexi Fleming, as hard as she plays, she leaves it all out there and still always seems to find a way to get another gear.
Yeah, yep.
She was all last season with an injury, has played through it this season. She's battled through it. Allison Day in for Olivia Hill. Davis up top over to Shu. Patrick on the cut, gets the catch, bounce pass underneath. That's great offense. Patrick finding Lillian Kennedy.
Speaking of the offense for the Lions right now, all five outside the perimeter, and it has just been working seamlessly for them. Cutting from the wings, doing whatever they need to do to just get one person inside, not clogging up the middle.
Now all that attention outside, looking at Shu and looking at Davis. You just saw Kennedy sneak back door for that bucket. Lions have a chance to get this back to a double-digit lead. Still 50% from the field. 7 of 20 beyond the arc. And a 13 rebound advantage, plus 13 on the glass for Columbia. On average, they out-rebound opponents by 9. Shu, and that's a blocking foul. Fleming tried to sell it, but I think the call was right there. Second on Fleming. Fleming immediately looked to the scoreboard to make sure that was only number 2. She wants to be able to stay aggressive. Davis, good cut by Shu, underneath, under control, and scores. Shu's got 19. Good kick, Velasco. Bowling Green struggling from distance, but another chance thanks to Fleming. Hampton out to Brett. No. Davis, pardon me, Allison Day, nobody got a body on her.
And if the Falcons could get Allison Day going right now, create for her underneath the hoop, potentially allow her that double team to not come down, that could be huge scoring-wise.
Both of Day's field goals coming in this second half. 5 points for the ball game. Patrick looking inside, Bowling Green clogging up that paint. Patrick knocked away, Velasco. Bowling Green has numbers. Velasco to Fleming, tried to get to Brett. Bowling Green gonna have to work through their half court. Brett sees the space. Bowling Green now 3 of 19, and Brett ran right into Kennedy. Brett was looking at the ball the whole way as Columbia was pushing it up the floor, and that was incidental contact. See if we can show you it again. Brett hit the floor hard. But there was nothing intentional there. Patrick pushes it up ahead. Kennedy was coming to it. She was going for the ball just like Brett was going for the ball.
Both players all eyes on the ball.
You're almost thankful for that mask, the way Brett hit the floor. Alyssa Brett, named first team all-conference, the first Falcon to earn that honor in 9 years. Zone defense from the Lions. Velasco to Fleming, quickly to Hampton. Nyla Hampton's got a three. Hampton's 18th of the season, 2-possession game. Davis couldn't get it to drop. Bowling Green feels the momentum right now. Fleming inside to Day, the catch and the score. Davis went for the steal. The lead is 3. Bowling Green fans on their feet. How does Columbia respond? Lob underneath, Patrick ran right into Velasco, and last touch by Bowling Green. Bowling Green is right there again. We said this a lot in the first half, especially that second quarter where the Falcons were on the verge of making this a tie ball game, possibly taking the lead. But Columbia was able to find a way to get stops. Bowling Green couldn't get the shots to drop. Columbia again trying to hold on to the lead here in the third. Davis able to get it to Shue. Down to 6. Crossover, 3. In and out. Battle for the rebound. Hampton comes out of there with it, but a jump ball first. Possession arrow to Bowling Green. That looked like it was anyone's ball. They were battling for it for a while. Off the miss. Henderson got her hands in there immediately. Bowling Green fans thinking there may have been a little too much arm contact there. In this type of game, postseason basketball, that's a jump ball. Knocked away from behind. It again stays at this end. Shue fading away. Abby Shue gets it back to a 2-possession game. Not much you can do about that, folks. 21 for Shue.
Shue has one of the quickest releases I've ever seen watching college basketball.
And with her size and her handles, very tough guard. Pratt going for that offensive rebound on the baseline, gets it out to Henderson. Bowling Green still should have the final shot of the quarter. Pratt driving. Fleming got her hands in there. And it's going to be Bowling Green basketball. You just cannot put the ball down in front of Lexi Fleming. She's going to take it away every time. Should be the final possession of the quarter. Bowling Green a chance to get this back to a 1-possession game. The Falcons trailed by 7 at halftime. Down to 6. Hampton inside to Day. Back out Hampton. Got it up, blocked. Patrick, hard off the glass. Columbia gets the stop to end the quarter. The Lions are trying to hold on here in Bowling Green and earn a spot in the WNIT championship. Abby Shue's got 21. Alyssa Brett couldn't hit there. Allison Day, right place, right time for the putback. Nyla Hampton, one of Bowling Green's 4 threes. It's Columbia by 5 with 1 quarter to play. Fourth quarter is underway. Brad Woznicki back with Samantha Momeyer and Jenna DeBlasi on the sideline. Our director tonight, Brandon Walters. Jocelyn Tate, two defenders there. A little too far underneath. Shu looking to stay hot. Davis, offensive rebound. And again battling for the board, but Davis this time will be called for a foul, and for Davis, her fourth. And Columbia had 8 turnovers in that third quarter alone, 20 for the ball game, still holding on to a 5-point advantage. They've had the leadership all throughout the season. Jenna DeBlasi has more on that.
As Columbia's head coach, Megan Griffith, calls it the 2-for-1 special. Senior Caitlin Davis and Sienna Durr are 2 of 8 seniors that have left their impact on the program so far this season, along with bringing the Lions to their first Fab Four. Davis and Durr both reached the 1,000 career point milestone just weeks ago, and Coach described that all 8 seniors this year have paved the way to get to this very moment. She said we couldn't be where we are today without them believing, buying in, and breeding our culture.
Sophie Zekin just made it a 1-possession game. She's got 4 points off the bench. Fleming went for the steal. Shu over to Henderson. Now inside Davis, the catch and score. Columbia not settling. Getting some high percentage looks and still shooting almost 50% from the field.
Lexi Fleming had an open lane.
Hampton inside Zekin. She pushed off against Davis. And Davis might have sold it there a little bit. But the official there on the baseline wasted no time making that call. And Davis in there battling. You remember, she's 1 foul away from being out of this ball game.
You wouldn't be able to tell by the way she's playing.
Davis nearly had a double-double at halftime. She's got it now, though, with 14 points, 12 rebounds. 22 double-doubles in her career, 10 this season. This is Patrick guarded by Velasco. Pratt, a little space, can't hit. Columbia just 1-3 in this second half. They're 1 of 6. Tate drew the contact. Number 3 on Abby Shu.
Falcons just trying to find any way to score right now, and if that means drawing a foul, it means drawing a foul.
Contact on the arm. And Jocelyn Tate, 5 points, 4 rebounds tonight. Tate went from coming off the bench in all 33 games as a freshman to being a starter the entire season as a sophomore. Tate's numbers, we talk a lot about Nyla Hampton and her takeaways. Jocelyn Tate, the 6th most steals in a season with 79 coming in here. (59-55), almost 2 minutes into the fourth. Shu, guarded by Brett. 10 on the shot clock. Off the leg of Henderson, diving for it, Fleming, and the foul is called against Henderson. Henderson's 4th. And now Henderson and Davis, each with 4 personals.
You said it earlier, and we see it again. Don't put the ball right in front of Lexi Fleming.
Just unable to handle the pass. Tate tried to get to her strong side and called for steps. Bowling Green's 10th turnover, their 4th of the second half. Columbia has never trailed in this ball game. First road game in the WNIT this season. First time an Ivy League team has been in the semifinals of the WNIT. Looking for their 28th win and their 14th on the road. Tate got her hands on it. The foul is going to be called against Tate. Or did they give Tate a warning? I think they just gave Jocelyn Tate a warning.
Yeah.
Baseline official did not like the words that came out of Tate's mouth after the play. That's the emotion of Jocelyn Tate. Shu couldn't knock down the pull-up. Fleming, her 7th rebound, wants to run. Fleming, coast to coast. Davis in transition. How many times have we seen that pull-up?
So consistent. Right around the foul line elbow area. That's Davis's shot.
16 points for Davis. Velasco pulls up, answers back. 13 for Velasco.
Just a 2-possession game.
How many times have we said that? Bowling Green staying within striking distance. Columbia holding on to a slim lead. 6:22 remaining. Columbia 61, Bowling Green 57. Don't go anywhere. The big three for Columbia have all done their part here tonight. Leading the team coming in scoring, Abby Shu, 14 of her 21 in the first half. Caitlin Davis, another double-double. And for Patrick, just 4 points, but she's got 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Columbia holding on to a 4-point lead with a lot of time left, folks. Henderson handling against Fleming. Time winding down. Picked up by Davis. Got to get a shot up. She does, and it goes. Caitlin Davis, and that's a 3. Columbia's 8th of the ball game, their 2nd of the half. Bowling Green fans are like, are you kidding me? Bowling Green's got to have short memory. Velasco. Now Fleming up top hill, puts it right back in Fleming's hands. Fleming sees the lane, bounces it to Zekin. Fleming the assist, half a dozen points for Sophie Zekin. I mean, late in the shot clock, you couldn't have asked for a better look.
Threading the needle.
Henderson to the basket. Bowling Green late coming over there with the help. Good job by Henderson to turn the corner. Give her 7 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, putting together an all-around game. Velasco, left hand, it drops. Amy Velasco has put together back-to-back games with double-digit scoring on the season, averaging 6 points a game. Can the Falcons get a stop? Patrick to Davis. Open in the opposite corner was Pratt. Shu dumps it underneath. Davis dribbled it off for Bowling Green. Brett trying to save it. You notice Alyssa Brett now out there playing without the mask.
Zekin and Hill with the great help defense underneath. Need an open Pratt and an open Davis.
4.5 minutes to play. 66-61 here on ESPN. A reminder, the winner of Columbia and Bowling Green plays the winner of Kansas and Washington in the WNIT Championship. That game just underway at Allen Fieldhouse. Back here inside the Stroh, Columbia by 5. Brad Woznicki, Samantha Momeyer here with you. To the corner, Henderson 3. Another late 3. We saw one from Davis before the timeout, and now you get one from Kitty Henderson. Brett out to Velasco. Velasco tried to give it up. She ended up having a lot of space in front of her. 17 for Velasco. Her mid-range game has really been on display, recognizing what the defense has been giving her. And too high on the pass for Caitlin Davis, turnover number 22. And you say that, wow, 22 turnovers, and you're still leading.
It's impressive. It's all credit to their scoring right now. Honestly, Columbia just having an on game when it comes to offense, being really crafty, finding any and every way to score.
Velasco thought about the three. Tate, low block, goes to work. Davis stayed straight up, and Pratt's got the rebound. Nearing the 3-minute mark. Columbia by a half dozen. Off the double screen. Henderson looks. Davis underneath. Ran into Zekin. Opposite look. Pratt, she's been there before. Gets it this time and makes Bowling Green pay. Columbia hitting from beyond the arc at the right time. And Bowling Green forced into a timeout with 3:02 to play.
Give the assist to Davis on that one.
First half, Columbia was 6 out of 17 beyond the arc. After that last one, they're now 10 out of 26. It was a real struggle for the Lions hitting from distance as the early stages of this second half. But Davis, Henderson, now Pratt. A lot of times they're looking at Abby Shue, got to know where she's at. This shows you just how dangerous Columbia is and why they're here, because everyone contributes.
Shue having almost 1/3 of Columbia's points right now. When you have a player out of the floor that can score like that, it's hard to stop.
That's 18 turnovers now for Columbia. They average 19 a game. One of the best in the country sharing the basketball.
And if Bowling Green was able to turn those turnovers into stops and scores, this game might be going a little bit different, but Bowling Green just still struggling to find answers offensively.
You just look at the shots Columbia's been hitting. It was a tough one for Shue. Then Henderson got some space in the corner. Great look opposite Davis to Pratt. Pratt's got a dozen points and 8 rebounds. Columbia 4 players in double figures. Bowling Green's got to start to make every possession count. Brett to the basket, a little too hard off the glass, and Columbia gets the stop. Bowling Green cannot afford to see Columbia go up double digits with under 3 to play. Henderson trying to keep it away from the defense, walked. Henderson turned her back to Bowling Green, and the Falcons jumped on her. Only good thing about that turnover is for Columbia, it didn't lead to a fast break bucket for Bowling Green. Still going to force Bowling Green to have to execute in the half court. Alyssa Brett, 3. Didn't miss it by much. It's an offensive rebound for Tate. Cross court, Velasco lining it up. Patrick goes after the rebound, and she stepped out of bounds. 2:17 remaining. Nyla Hampton's going to return. And Sienna Durr quickly to the scores table for Columbia. She's going to get Pratt. Fleming. Yes! 15 for Fleming. Bowling Green's 5th 3, and they needed it. Patrick. Columbia going to work the clock a little here. Under 2. Bounce pass on the back door. Henderson is fouled. Made the contact with Hampton, who also fell into her teammate Fleming. Fleming's leg getting caught there, trying to stretch it out. It's Kitty Henderson to the line. And Henderson is one of the players that you're okay with going to the line if you're looking at her season numbers. 56%. 10 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds for Henderson. Can't hit the first. That was just the 8th free throw attempt for Columbia. Now 6 out of 8. One for 2, 7-point game. Do the Falcons have one more run left in them? Brett turns against Durr. Tate, offensive rebound. She is surrounded. And we have a foul. We have a timeout first. And the official is going to grant Bowling Green a timeout before the foul. 1:39 left. Now, what does Bowling Green have to come up with in this timeout to get a good look? The length for Columbia has been great around the perimeter. You got 1:39 left. 7-point ball game. Samantha, I think you still got to get something going to the basket.
It has to be something new, too, because you can already tell the Columbia Lions all game long, every single play that Bowling Green has called out, they're doing the same motion. They've done their homework. They know what Bowling Green is going to run offensively. Has to be something new, and like you said, has to be something quick.
And if you're Columbia, just get on the glass. Don't give Bowling Green any more opportunities. Bowling Green students have showed out tonight to make this one heck of an atmosphere. The best in Stroh Center history. It's Bowling Green down 7 with 1:39 left. Velasco trying to get inside. Guarded by Shu, and Shu, great defense, getting a hand up there to contest. Under 90 seconds. Patrick got behind the defense, puts it off the window. The lead is 9. Time running out on Bowling Green. Inside, Tate able to grab it, go up. Back to a 7-point game. Tate's got 8.6 rebounds.
Davis just not even flinching at any pump fakes on that attempt.
Well, she was smart there. She wasn't going to pick up her 5th foul. And running into Davis was Alyssa Brett, her 2nd. Third team foul for Bowling Green. Columbia not in the bonus yet. But that's what this might turn into. Bowling Green just going to have to force Columbia to go to the line and knock down the freebies. Columbia wants a timeout before the inbounds. Full timeout. Columbia 75, Bowling Green 68. Columbia is 50 seconds away from their 14th road win of the season. Their first road win in the WNIT. And every game for Columbia has been like this, except for the first one against Fairleigh Dickinson where they won by 16. Every game's been decided by single digits. But for the Lions, right now, if they can close this one out, that means they never trailed on the road here in Bowling Green to earn a spot in the WNIT final.
I think the Lions just like to keep it interesting. That's why they keep it down to such a close point, but it's an impressive away road win for the Lions, especially in an atmosphere like tonight.
The numbers, Columbia, 52% from the field, 10 of 26 beyond the arc, out-rebounding Bowling Green by 14. The Lions do have 23 turnovers, but they haven't been fast break, easy points for Bowling Green. Bowling Green 18 points off turnovers. The Falcons a 13-6 advantage on the bench. With the starting 5 across the board for Columbia, everyone has done their part. This is one of the most complete starting 5s that we've seen here in Bowling Green. Henderson inbounds it to Patrick. Trapped in the corner. Hampton with the steal. Bowling Green's got to go quickly. Hampton behind the back turns it over. Patrick the other way, wrapped up by Tate. Jocelyn Tate's fourth. Costly turnover for Bowling Green. You know, Nyla Hampton's trying to go quickly, trying to get to that basket, but Columbia got back.
Columbia just having way more opportunities to score so far in this game. Many more offensive possessions than Bowling Green.
The ball was thrown behind Davis on the inbounds. Bowling Green will have it with 38 seconds remaining. The door is still open. Time is not on the Falcons' side, but it's a 7-point ball game. Anything can happen right now. Think about 1-3 right now, how quickly this game could change. Then it would really start to turn into a free throw game.
Oh, yeah.
And the official's going to go to the scores table. I think they're going to confirm the clock situation. If they say that ball landed out of bounds first, the clock should not have started.
Before it went out of bounds, if not, the ball's coming all the way back over here, okay?
Confirmation from the officials. They're checking to see if that ball was touched by Columbia before it went out of bounds. If Columbia did not touch it, then the ball is coming right back to where Columbia tried to inbound it moments ago. Coming into this game, I think you're going to credit both teams for being here. We were expecting a good one coming in, and it has been a treat since the start. But you think about these two teams and the history they're trying to make, trying to get to that WNIT championship.
Either win on either side, like you said, it's making history for their schools. So a proud effort by both teams, no matter the result. But obviously both teams just fighting down to the last second to get that win, to get an opportunity to play another time.
Bowling Green's defense coming into this game only allows 63 points a game. The Falcons had won their last 3 games by an average of 16 points. Columbia on the season, the #1 scoring team in the Ivy League. 78 points a game. They're sitting on 75 with under a minute to play. The Lions looking for their 28th win, 14th on the road.
You look at the experience in both teams too, the amount of different teams that they've played throughout their season so far, just the variation in what they've seen, what they've had to adjust against. I mean, both teams this far into the season have pretty much seen it all.
And Bowling Green, no matter what happens here, you're looking at the Mid-American Conference, and the argument is made every year, there should be multiple teams in the NCAA tournament.
Almost touched, 39.0 on the inline.
Confirmation that the ball was touched to be Bowling Green basketball out on the baseline. But Bowling Green again, should there be multiple teams in the NCAA tournament after what Bowling Green has done here? Yes.
Absolutely.
Tricia Cullup, who's Toledo Rockets, won the MAC. She has preached there should be multiple MAC teams in the NCAA tournament. Columbia thought they should have gotten into the NCAA tournament coming out of the Ivy League. And Davis trying to rip it free. It is a jump ball possession arrow to the Lions. 25 seconds remaining. If Columbia just takes care of the basketball, limits Bowling Green's opportunities, and converts at the free throw line, this ball game is over.
They don't need to score.
30-second timeout. The Lions just want to make sure everyone's on the same page here. If you missed it earlier, Columbia is a team that has only lost 2 road games all season. They were one of 5 teams entering the postseason with 13 road victories. Bowling Green, another one of those teams. Villanova, Florida Gulf Coast, South Carolina, the #1 team in the country, back in the Final Four. Henderson will inbound right in front of the Columbia bench. Bowling Green needs a steal and score. Into Patrick, to the basket, up and in. 9-point game. Down to 20 seconds. Velasco to Brett. 3 is up. No good. Rebounded by Henderson. She'll give it up to Davis. And Davis fouled just before midcourt. 8.5 seconds remaining. Columbia is going to play for a WNIT championship.
Columbia now just showing some excitement in their face. You can tell that it's been all business up till just about these last 10 seconds.
Davis. Talked about her coming in. 19 points, 7 assists, 15 rebounds. Impressive. Misses both free throws. 8 seconds left. Worth noting too, Caitlin Davis, when we talk about her numbers tonight, earlier this season, she had the first triple-double in Columbia women's basketball history. That came back on January 28th against Dartmouth. 19 points in that one, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Wow. Her season high for scoring is 27. That came against Harvard. She's put together her 10th double-double of the season, 22nd of her career. This is part of back-to-back double-doubles for Caitlin Davis in the WNIT.
And it's no surprise there from Columbia. You can tell they count on Davis a lot on both ends, but mainly defensively, just constantly underneath the hoop, getting the rebounds without even a second guess.
Stay with us when we go final. We will hear from Columbia head coach Megan Griffith. 7th season at the helm for Megan Griffith. A Columbia former player. Think about how special that is. Into Fleming, deep 3, short, Tate underneath, finds Velasco, she'll put it up and in. 7-point game, 1.4 left, into Abby Shue, ball game. Columbia will play for a WNIT championship for the first time in program history. The Lions earn the win in front of a sold-out crowd here inside the Stroh Center. Columbia's 14th road victory. For Bowling Green, a historic season. The run comes to an end. The Falcons will finish the season 31-7, tying the program record for single-season wins. Bowling Green will finish the season 14-3 at home. Now it's up to Columbia to wait and see who they will play in the WNIT championship. Will it be Kansas or will it be Washington?
Columbia leading scorer Abby Shue, we talked about her all game long, 21 points to end the game. That's an impressive performance.
All around team performance for the Columbia Lions. And now Jenna DeBlasi is standing by with the head coach of the Lions, Megan Griffith.
Hey, Coach, headed to the NIT championship for the first time in program history. What's this moment like?
I mean, I'm just really proud of our team and my staff. They put together a phenomenal game plan, and our players just went out and executed every minute.
And Shue and Davis, they were dynamite tonight. How do they continue to elevate this team?
You know, they're best friends, you know, and they just kind of ride with each other, and I think you really got to see that tonight, their leadership on the floor, their calmness, their presence, and it totally just permeated throughout our team.
And we saw pure Columbia basketball tonight. How did your team stay composed playing in an atmosphere like this?
You know, we talked about it. You know, you got to be honest with what's in front of you. And, you know, we've seen environments like this year. You know, credit to Bowling Green. This was awesome. Like, this is women's college basketball. It's so cool. I'm so happy to be a part of this. I have the utmost respect for Robin. I think she's a phenomenal coach. You know, and I'm just really happy that we could come here and get this win.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. Enjoy the win.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brad. I'll send it back to you.
Well, after a big hug from Carly Rivera, Megan Griffith and the Columbia Lions will head to the locker room and celebrate this WNIT Fab 4 victory over Bowling Green. Your final numbers: Columbia on the road shoots 53% from the field, Bowling Green 34%. The Lions out-rebounded Bowling Green by 13, 20 assists, just about right on the season average for Columbia sharing the basketball. 10 threes, 4 of those came in the second half. Bowling Green did have the advantage on points in the paint, and Columbia, despite 25 turnovers, still gets it done.
The turnovers number is still surprising me, but we talked about it all game long, and like we're about to see in these highlights here, Columbia just scoring so consistently, effortlessly all game long.
Abby Shue and Caitlin Davis combined for 40 points and 23 rebounds. For Bowling Green, Amy Velasco led the way with 19. Lexi Fleming had 15, the only 2 Falcons in double figures. Looking ahead, Columbia will await the winner of Kansas and Washington in the WNIT Championship. But for us here in Bowling Green, that is going to do it inside the Stroh Center. For my broadcast partner, Samantha Momeyer, our director, Brandon Walters, and our entire crew, an outstanding job all season. Thank you to our sideline reporter, Jenna DeBlasi. I'm Brad Woznicki, reminding you this game can only be seen on ESPN. Your final score, Columbia 77, Bowling Green 70. Columbia will play for their first ever WNIT championship.